Welcome back to Life Changing Wealth. You know who it is, your boy Jay Biondo here. I post 2 videos every day talking about investing, the stock market, and cryptocurrency. If you like the content, give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe below, and turn on that notification bell to get the latest content every day. So let's jump into it. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Cardano. Cardano is a project I've been invested in for 4 years. I watched it go all the way down to a penny and kept throwing money into it. And so it's a pet project of mine. It's a project that I love, that is now really one of the big boys out there. And it's been a great investment for me. And it's really like, the way I look at it, it's really like the biggest competitor going after Ethereum at the moment, but we'll talk about that. So let's jump into the charts and discuss what's going on. The first thing I want to talk about is what I am seeing on the US dollar charts. So as we can see, the chart basically capped out at around $3.10 and has since the price has gradually been coming down. And we're stuck at around this $2.13 area. On Kraken, we even wicked as low as $1.80 3 days ago. And so we're just kind of consolidating. And this is no surprise after the release of Cardano's smart contract platform. And I don't really expect a big move out of this for really at least until mid-November at the earliest. I do think it's going to be longer than that because typically we like to see Bitcoin run. Bitcoin sort of leads the way, then usually Ethereum, then the rest of the altcoin markets like Cardano. We don't really know, though, exactly what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do think this is going to consolidate for a few more weeks. With that said, though, there is something that's a bit gleaming that I noticed, not so much on the US dollar charts, and I only use the USD chart as a frame of reference. And so what do I mean by that? Well, I spent a lot of time looking at the ADA Bitcoin valuation. So oftentimes, this is the real barometer. I like to see if Cardano is bleeding against Bitcoin. And as we can see here, since early September, it's just bled all the way down to this 3,500 Satoshi level, going as low as 3,200 Satoshis. I do think that if Bitcoin in the very near future starts to move again, right now we're at $60,500 for Bitcoin. If this value balloons up to 70, 80, 90K, I expect that the ADA valuation will continue to bleed for at least a few more weeks. And the real question is, will it find support at the 3,200 sat level, or will it drop below and catch support all the way down here at 2,350? I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's something I'm patiently waiting for because I do want to get back into Cardano soon. With that said, so what are some other things that I'm looking at when it comes to the charts? Well, the main thing you want to consider is what's going to happen with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going to determine really the outcome of Cardano, ADA, and the rest of the coins. If Bitcoin decides to hold in the $60,000 range for maybe a week or two, we may see Cardano and other altcoins start to move. Right now, when we look at the Bitcoin chart, we've sort of retraced a bit. We've retraced about $7,000. This is nothing to be concerned with. We had a big run up. If we take it from the bottom here, from 41K, we went all the way up to 67K, and a modest 62% gain. So it's no surprise that we're getting a bit of a retracement. And so since the 67 mark, we are now dropping down 9.5%. Nothing to be worried about, just something to be aware of, really. And so it's going to Cardano's going to everything with Cardano is going to depend on what happens with Bitcoin. I think the big announcements for Cardano have been had. That doesn't mean that there aren't going to be more announcements on the horizon, but the big announcement with smart contracts sort of led the way. With that said, there are a lot of things I still have yet to discuss about Cardano. The main one being next up, which is look at what's happening on the Cardano long positions. This is similar to what's going on with Chainlink. Look at the amount of long positions that are open, the leveraged longs. This is this over the past like 3-4 days has skyrocketed. So some investors out there suspect that ADA is going to move. The leveraged longs are up 84% in 3 days. Very suspect. Very much makes me think that ADA might start moving sooner than I anticipate. Yeah, really interesting. And so for those that don't know, when you open a leveraged long or a position on margin, you can really usually only keep those positions open for a certain amount of time. And you don't want to keep them open for a long period of time because you get charged based on how long you keep that position open. So you get charged usually every 4 hours an interest rate on the money that you've borrowed. So typically these are shorter term positions, and usually they have an expiration date of around 30 days. So nobody's going to enter this position unless they think that Cardano is going to move relatively quickly. Boy, yeah, it really makes me question whether or not ADA is going to move sooner rather than later. But that is what I'm seeing. And then if we compare it to the short positions, this is all on Bitfinex. Nobody is betting against Cardano right now. Nobody's betting that ADA is going to be falling off the map. So the short positions are, almost non-existent, all the way down at the bottom. So pretty much everyone's betting that that Cardano's USD value is going up. Which is also true because it will go up relative to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin keeps going up, it's likely that the USD valuation will either hold the line or will also move up. So it's not a bad bet. Even if the price moves up, it doesn't necessarily mean that Cardano's gaining any ground against Bitcoin. And so that's what I'm seeing in the charts. Those are some things I'm looking at, some things to consider. And then, in addition to this, I also want to talk to you guys about some other things I'm seeing on Twitter, just some other things I want to talk about. So the big thing being with Cardano is right now they're in the process, this Bondly is trying to create a bridge for NFTs to go from the Ethereum network over to Cardano. If that happens, that's going to be enormous. Now, right now, you can mint NFTs on Cardano using like CNFT, but let's face it, Ethereum has the vast majority of NFTs available on OpenSea. So this bridge might carry over some of those NFTs, which would be huge for the transaction volume happening on Cardano. So it'd be very interesting to see what happens here. And one thing to think about, and one thing people are talking about right now is, will Solana flip Cardano? Yeah, it's interesting. I think Solana is a good project, but it's not as it's not as decentralized. If you even want to call it decentralized. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, Solana just turned everything off and shut down the network. With Cardano, that wouldn't be possible. So, but it is interesting. It is interesting to see if that will actually transpire because Solana is moving up the ranks. Another thing I wanted to mention was if you want to find out more about Cardano and the project, you can go to cardanoList.io, which is a nice new site that just popped up that really just gives a nice overview of what the wallets are, the DEXs that are coming, all these different things that are popping online and the whole ecosystem that is growing. So you can quickly get your head around all the projects that are hopping on board. And the nice thing that IOHK, the company behind Cardano, has is they have a ton of money to invest in new businesses. So I think the IOHK, or the Cardano Foundation Fund, is worth like billions and billions of dollars. And every few weeks they invest money in new companies that are joining the platform. So they're really building out this ecosystem and growing it. And it's not there yet. I know this looks like a lot. It looks very overwhelming, but the usage is not there yet. So when that happens, I think in a few months, this is going to be a real catalyst for just moving the whole Cardano ecosystem forward. And I can't wait to see what happens. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, and I think Cardano long term is going to move in a big way. I think it will at least 4 to 5x from here, $8 to $10 by the end of the bull cycle, probably over the next 6 months. We could see it go as high as $20. I think after that, though, we're capped out. I wouldn't suspect it to go any higher than that. That's what I wanted to mention today of the current state of Cardano. That's what I wanted to leave you guys with. Don't forget to check out my other videos and the rest of my investment content. Subscribe down below. Let's get about 2,000 likes on this ish, and comment below too. I want to hear what are your thoughts on Cardano. Do you think it's going to pop off sooner rather than later? Do you think we should be invested in it now, or do you think that waiting a few weeks is going to be too late? I want to hear from you. So in addition to your comments, I also want to see you guys in the next video. I'm out.